Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me this evening. This is going to be a pick-up pile reading. I'm just going to use this one particular deck for the reading, so I've laid out the 4 tokens here that you can see which one you're drawn to pick that pile, or you could use the timestamps in the description box and see if you're drawn to any of the numbers. These are general messages, so you might be drawn to more than one pile. Feel free to listen to different ones to find your message. This is going to be a reading about someone who's on your mind but you're not in communication with, you're no longer in communication with, or not in regular communication with, to give us some insight about what is it they want to tell you, any messages they have from you. I'll pull from some message decks as well, and what went on in their mind regarding your connection. Hopefully there'll be some messages here that bring you clarity regarding your situation. Okay, so we'll do, this is pile 1, this is pile 2, pile 3, or pile 4, but nonetheless, it's a blue, clear blue stone, a river rock, a red crystal heart, and a shell. So that's what I have. So take a moment. Okay, so we'll proceed. So I'll start with the first one, which is the blue stone. Make sure to leave a comment below if you find the message resonates or any feedback you have. Okay. So this is for this pile. So for those of you who picked that clear blue stone, this person on your mind, they're currently working on achieving their stability in the real world. So that could be material things like house, finances, career, school, but it's also about their energetic stability. So it's possible that this could have been something that wasn't fully in balance when the two of you were connected. And it could have been the thing that they needed or they wanted to have a stronger foundation in, which is why they felt that they weren't able to develop that while they were with you, or they might not have been aware of that, but that might have been something they were searching for and had trouble focusing on that while in a connection with you. They might be someone who personally, in terms of their own relationships in their own family or with their friends, but particularly their home or their parents or their siblings, this could be something that is important to them, either in a positive way and that they want to emulate it, or something that they've had trouble wrapping their own heads around in terms of what they want. And that could have also been something that came up as an issue when the two of you were together. Not so much as something maybe you guys talked about or argued about, but it could be something that was in their mind in terms of how they envisioned achieving milestones with you. But it feels like this was more their own ideas and perceptions. That's because they themselves didn't know what they wanted to achieve fully and what they were looking to ground themselves in. So it really didn't have specifically to do something with you, but they just might not have been ready to pursue that at that time with you, or something in the connection with you made them realize that this is something they needed to think about. Something that they wish they could tell you was that you really made them happy. You surprised them in the ways that you made them happy. It could have been that this was a slightly unexpected connection and that you two might not have expected to get so close the first time you met. The more you got to know each other, the more it felt like, wow, this connection really makes sense. You fulfilled this person. You made them think that their dreams were possible, their wishes were true, were possible. That I think you encouraged this person possibly as well. And you made them, you brought out something that you probably saw this kind of magic in them. But something about the way they looked at you, looking at them, just kind of enhanced that for them. They were able to see some of their goals more clearly also because of you, which might be why they wanted to go back to the drawing board on understanding what they wanted to achieve, because now they could feel those dreams with you. Something that they wish they could do differently, or they would have done differently, is tried harder or tried to put more effort into this connection. Maybe giving you a little bit more attention, maybe let you know how much you meant to them, how much joy you were bringing them, but also take the time and to do real things, like maybe, you guys would talk about something and you thought, or even they thought, but it was unspoken, that, oh, well, we'll go on this trip, or we'll, it could be something as simple as going to something in the town you live in, or something like that, like an outing, or we'll watch the show together, or we'll do something that they didn't put enough effort into it, whether it was small or large. They feel that they should have given this more of a chance. Then they feel that they maybe should have tried to see that which they felt they were lacking, that they should have tried to see it with you. That's something they could have accomplished with you, as opposed to having to go back on their own and figure it out on their own terms. For some of you, maybe they wish also, or not wish, I'm not sure how many of their family members or friends you met or interacted with, or how many people knew that you and this person had a connection, but sometimes they wonder if they should have been more vocal about it, more open about it. So if they hadn't told people, they wish they had, and if people knew, maybe they wanted to sing your praises a little bit more, really tell people, if there was a friend or something, to say, no, like, this person's actually really great. They've done so much for me, and they've really seen me even when others couldn't. They feel they could go back and say that to the people who might have doubted you, or might not have really understood why the two of you might be drawn to each other. And maybe also say it to themselves. They wish they could admit it to themselves as well. So let's see if this person has, what messages, not has. We'll pull some message cards here and see what they have to say to you as well. So we have, I don't know how to feel. I miss hearing your voice. Kind of maybe about the singing. Maybe you got, your voice is something they liked. You might have talked on the phone a lot, or sent little video calls or something like that. I know you don't feel the same. Okay, let's go on. I am in a committed relationship. I'm going to pull from another deck as well. I feel so much joy with you. It's like I'm a kid again. Your face haunts me day and night. Okay, so this person, they don't know how to feel, and they also know you don't feel the same. They've been questioning the decision they made and how they feel about you, and also how they're feeling right now in their current life. So they could be in another connection now, or this could have been at the time that you guys knew each other, and that could have been part of the challenges. And if they are exploring a new connection now, it feels like something in your guys' connection allowed them to take that leap towards that, and which is why they're confused. Maybe they're living the life that they thought, or they're living a new life, pursuing things, but they're confused by how they feel because somehow your face is what's in their memory. And then they're wondering, wait, well, who am I pursuing this with? Who am I with right now? Who's the person who's supposed to be beside me? Ultimately, though, you really did renew something in them. You really did spark something in them, and they feel so comfortable with you that you don't judge them. So they might be in a situation now where they feel a little bit more pressure on them as they're trying to figure things out. They certainly, this feels like a connection where maybe there were things that were still left to say, things that were unsaid. So the person, you or them, might have left without having expressed everything you needed to express before you both, or one of you, kind of started pulling back or went in your own direction. So that makes it feel like if there's things unresolved, they will eventually get resolved, whether that's through communicating again, or whether that's just through energetic healing, or the universe making the answers clearer. I just wanted to, because I saw this, I'm in a committed relationship, I just thought I'd get one. I saved your texts and messages. This person might have rushed into something as well, or it doesn't have to even be that they rushed into a relationship. They just, something in their life, they moved on quickly. Maybe they put their attention back onto work, or they put their attention onto somebody else, or they moved quickly and didn't really process all of their own feelings. So, but ultimately this person is going to have to face the fact that they think about you and they haven't sorted out how to feel. It feels like there's going to be some, like I said, some attempts at clearing the air in this connection. And I also feel a little bit like, even though, that they also feel like they want to be there for you. So if you ever need them in a way, like as a friend or just somehow, or at school or something, that they're going to want to be there for you. They're not going to want to let you down. They want you to think well of them. So, yeah. Okay, so that's what we have for you, pile 1. So we'll move on. Pile 2, which I think was this river rock. Okay. So for pile 2, oh, okay. So this is the Psychic Tarot deck that I'm using. It's a different designation. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. Okay, so for you, those of you who picked pile 2, this person, oh, actually, this is interesting. This person is working on themselves. They're working on their spirituality. So this could have been, so it could have been that spirituality was something that connected you or something that didn't connect you, almost. It could have been an issue like in terms of how you saw you. It could have been your views on things about personal strength, resilience, how you get through problems, obstacles, but it could also have to do with things like, spirituality, prayer, outlook. It could also have to do with faith, and not just faith in a religious sense, but also faith in terms of faith in a connection, faith in people, faith in themselves. But this is something that this person is working on now at multiple levels, I think. But they're starting with their heart chakra as well. They're trying to strengthen their resilience in relationships in their life. They might have also had some difficulties in their family life or in previous connections, relationships, friendships, again, even in the home. And they want to be more than that. They might be reading more. They might be doing things that are healthier for them. Whether it's working out or whether it's like meditating. I'm not sure. Again, the some of these energies could be reversed in that it could have been something that you thought that this person needed in that sense. But this person also listened to you if you tried to help them through a difficult time. They're still processing some challenges from their own life as well as potentially from your connection. It's possible that this connection itself also underwent some challenges and difficulties that could have been quite painful to one or both of you. Given the chakra cards we see are like quite of a fundamental like vibration through what you two felt for each other. This person seems like they have more self-awareness than they used to, and however, when you knew them or they're working at it, they might be also trying to activate their insight more, like trying to pay attention a little bit more to their intuition, which makes me think that maybe that's not something they did as much before. What they really want, you to know, and what you should know, is that you were such a positive influence in this person's life. You brought them confidence. You made them feel like they could accomplish things. You made them happy. You made them, it's kind of similar to the first pile, but like that they could achieve things that maybe they wanted to, that maybe they were doubting, and you reinforce their self-esteem. You also, maybe something about your connection like also inspired them, made them feel strong. Something about your energy gave them belief and faith. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, because we have both chakras. We have the solar plexus chakra and the crown chakra, and then spiritual strength here. Like you actually have imbued them or inspired them, or this connection has, with a stronger sense of being able to be intuitive, in terms of their abilities to listen to themselves, if that's not something they did, or if they would jump to conclusions, to realize from you that that's not something you should, that's not in one's best interest. Something about trust as well, and cooperation. what this person wishes or wants to have, maybe, it's interesting, the 2 chakra cards. This is a very spiritual connection, and if it didn't feel like it was when you knew them, it's become one. So you might feel each other quite strongly energetically, or this person has evolved to that level, or you will reconnect in that way. Something that this person wishes, I think, they could have done differently or something is had more of this wisdom that they're gaining now, so that they could have told you and reassured you that they were on the same path you were, that they wanted to see and feel and understand the things you were trying to say to them. Maybe there had been some resistance to that. This person wishes they had been more holistic in their approach to this connection. They had been more deliberate in aligning their subconscious and conscious energies in what you guys shared. And that they had been more self-reflective, kind of, about the connection. Like, if there was a classical tarot card here, I feel like maybe the High Priestess would be here as well. They wish they could tell you of all the things that they're learning and all this awareness they're gaining, that they could share these with you. I feel like they're having all these insights and they want to tell you about it. Because something about your connection helped with that. If one of you, like if one of you does yoga or like into crystals or like astrology or something, and this person saw you like that, like interest in that type of stuff, or meditation or yoga or whatever, or subliminals or anything, they might have like explored that a little bit after, in this time apart from you as well, and they're kind of like digging it, which is a weird word, like something people said like in the 60s, right? Digging it. Anyway, or something like that, like they're into it. So let's see what the messages are here from them. I am recovering. You didn't see my tears. Yeah, this person has had some kind of spiritual awakening, and it's going to be different for everyone. It might be really minor for some, and it might be more major for others, but different from when they started. I can't reach out. They also might be deep in healing. They might be like aligning chakras even without realizing they are. You might have even sent them positive energies and their chakras are like kind of vibrating with that kind of thing. Oh, and I do love you. Okay, let's pull from this deck too. You feel like a warm home to me. You are healing my soul, but it's a work in progress. Yeah, so there is some healing type stuff going on with this connection. There was a card that fell that I just put at the bottom of the deck, which is I believe you. So if there was anything ever where you felt like they doubted you or you doubted them, there's some, like that faith belief thing. There's some healing here. If you guys had some kind of argument or this person was processing difficulties in their own life or in the connection, they're still healing. It's a work in progress. We have I am recovering, and then from a different deck we also have healing but work in progress. So this person is in progress. We see the chakras here. Yeah, like this is something that's happening right now with this spiritual strength, which I also feel is spiritual growth. This person, you didn't see my tears, I can't reach out. Maybe this person hasn't communicated or didn't communicate what you needed to hear, but I think that they feel those things to you. You feel like a warm home to me. You, they felt safe with you. This is why they could explore these things now, or why they've had these insights now. This also seems like a person who's a little bit more on their own, like in their own solitude. regardless of who's around them. They probably can't speak to you now while they're going through all of this, or they haven't talked to you in a while, maybe not even something little. Maybe you thought, well, they would have sent me a message or something, but they haven't even been able to do that. But there was love here, and there's some form of love that's still here, in whatever manifestation it takes. Like seeing like this image under this image feels strong with the chakra. If you might have dreams about each other. This is coming to a completion, though, even though this is a work in progress and they're recovering. Numerically, it feels like they've made progress. They're moving in that direction, and I think you're going to hear about this at some point. They're going to want to share this with you. All this these insights they've had, and again, that's going to be different for everyone. Like, it doesn't have to be like a massive like spiritual epiphany. It could be something small, but they have gained insight about themselves and they're stronger for it. And I also feel like they feel like once you guys reconnect or talk to each other at some point, that they're going to be able to withstand the conversation that you two couldn't have before. Like they'll be in control of their emotions. They can hear what you need to hear. They'll be able to receive your words better. And they hope that they'll be able to communicate what they need to communicate to you better. And that's why they don't want to reach out right now, because they want to be able to be fully, or not fully, at least more recovered and more healed. Okay, so that was for you, pile 2. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Connection. All connections are strong. Okay, but some have different points of where they are in their spiritual journeys. So this is pile 3. It's going to be this thing, the red crystal heart. So for the person that you're not in communication with, or not regular communication with, the person on your mind. Okay. No chakra cards here. Okay. So, for you guys, for pile 3. Oops. This person, for those of you who picked this pile, this person needed to figure some stuff out, and they are figuring some stuff out. This person is figuring out the things they're good at, the things they can bring to the table, the things they can't in like their job and school and relationships, all of that. They might not have been their best self with you in their connection, or they feel like they weren't their best self with you, potentially. They are understanding their own abilities and power, both in terms of what they could do better, how they can have more self-esteem, but also that they can have the power to hurt people through their words and their actions. So they're kind of like it's somebody with like a new toy, almost like kind of figuring out what the toy does a little bit more, all the different gadgets, or like when you get a new phone and you're like figuring out all like the new aspects of it. They're really exploring themselves to figure out how they work. And perhaps when you guys were together, they didn't really know themselves. They might have also, and so they didn't really know who they were in the connection because they didn't know themselves. They also might have not taken initiative in a healthy way, or done things in a way that was always for the highest good of the connection. So let me just see. It's interesting, like in the first one, and that was the pile just before this, they had the chakra, the third chakra, and it's almost like they seem a little connected to each other. I think they're also realizing that they're also in charge of their own lives. Again, whether it's just in a relationship or at work or in dealing with other people, like that they're really understanding that they create their own realities, that there's free will, and that knowledge is important, and how you use knowledge. And they're trying to find a way to make things work harmoniously. So again, some of these things reflect the things that might have been lacking in the connection with you. The thing that they would want you to know that they may or may not have expressed to you, or they wish they had, is they really appreciate how patient you were with them. So they appreciate that you provided them an anchor and were balanced with them. Or they also might believe that they know that you are being as patient as you could with them. That, that they couldn't have asked you to do more. Like you were doing as much as you could. Something like that, maybe. They understand that timing is important, and that timing is important in both of your connections. So the timing might not have been the best for you guys. They also want you to know that they appreciate how open you were to them, or how open you tried to be to them. So maybe there was some difficulties they brought to this, and and they feel like they put stuff on you that really wasn't your burden or your issue to carry, but that you did, and you did the best you could, and they never meant to, like, whether it was talking about their past or not, it could be anything, actually. It's not that they could be anything. I think it's because these are general messages. It must be different for different people. And that you tried your best to find, like, the positive. They know you were trying your best. And that you were trying to make them see the brighter side of things, and not to have belief in what this connection could have grown into as well. That you tried to accept all of them. I don't know whether that's something you two express to each other, but I feel like this is something you both know at some level. And if you didn't know, then they know that, or like they feel that you did. Either they feel like you listened well, or you listened as well as you could. That you tried to put your differences or ego aside. They feel like that maybe they did too, but now in retrospect they might think that you were trying more than they could at that time. So in terms of what they might, or what they would do differently, or what they wish they could have done differently, is not gotten stuck. Not just thought about it, but actually try to direct the connection you guys had to a better place. And to keep it going, not to get stuck, not to get caught up in issues, circles, little things, or even in stagnation. If there were any problems, they wish they could have solved it better. The two of you could have solved them better together. That they would have put more effort into this connection. that they would have followed through. So if there were any promises made, again, whether they were small things like, you know, you would watch a show together, or something big like they would be there for you when you know, through a difficult time you were having in your family or something, or in your personal life, and that they didn't, they wish they'd followed through better. They meant to, but they just, I don't know if it was they were working on their own stuff, or they were just distracted by other things. They might have been too busy in their own life. I think that they also wish that they could have built on whatever foundation you had, whatever little or lot that you guys had developed, that they could have like incrementally built on that. Instead of just saying, well, you know, we've only come this far, I don't know how it'll go, that they could have actually done more to keep it growing. They wish that you guys never got stuck. They might have also, getting a few different things with this card. They also they might have done certain things alone, and they wish that they either brought you along, that you guys worked on it together, that you guys could have been more of a team on things, whether that's their fault or circumstances, if you guys had some distance between you, but you guys could have been together more to see this through. Okay, so let's get some message cards. Oh wow, I want to start over. So this person is having like a bunch of awakenings. They're thinking about how things started, how things ended. I still feel the pain. So I think as they start to process things, they're feeling issues. I have trouble with intimacy. Your intellect arouses me. This person's probably having like a lot of different realizations as they're going through thinking back through your guys' connection, what was good, what was bad, all this type of stuff. They're having all these feelings, like they're thinking about what their issues were, the troubles that they had, the things that they found so interesting about you. So you might have met at work or school or something, you might have had, you know, deep conversations. They're also allowing themselves to feel the pain. They might not have been someone who showed their pain as much. And they're thinking about the things that they could have done better. Let's see. I have no words for your kindness and generosity. My whole body burned at the thought of you. Okay. It's possible that this connection still had a little bit to go, like you guys might have kind of stopped before you, like it didn't realize its full, the potential that you both thought it was heading towards. This takes me back to that, really they feel that you were patient with them, they were giving to them, you were kind to them more than maybe they deserve. There could have been issues with how the both of you express you know, like your love languages, public affection, things like that. You might have been on, they might want you to know that you shouldn't read too much into anything like that if you wondered something about how they were expressing their interest or love or affection towards you. That's more their issue. They're still kind of hurt over this, but I feel like they're processing it. So this might be someone who's not the best at like being emotional. There's someone who likes to stay contained, and even when they have emotions, they like to like deal with it in like a tangible way, figure it out. They're not scared of emotions, but they don't let it like overwhelm them. They're not someone who wants to like, they're worried rather that if they let a little bit of emotions in, it's going to overwhelm them. So they try to keep it like within a reasonable amount. And like I'm just saying that I think that's how they talk. Keep it in a reasonable amount. Like someone who might say something like, well, I can't get too emotional, I can be a little emotional. Like someone who's kind of thinks in that unitized way. This person is probably, you know, does want to, if you guys aren't friends anymore, whatever, they want to reconnect. As they have insights and as they're growing, they realize that there are things that were not done right here, and that this connection as a whole can't just fade because of whatever went wrong in terms of what they did wrong. They're still kind of in the middle of this. It's still going to take a while for them to figure stuff out, but this could be someone, depending on their level of confidence, who still reaches back out in spite of that to let you know. Or they also might, I feel like this person, it might be also aware of you, or if they watch you or have common friends or something, watch you online, I mean, or something. They don't want to overwhelm you as well. Okay, so that's what we have for you, pile 3. So let's move on to pile 4. So pile 4 is the shell, the little mini shell. Okay. Okay, so this is for pile 4, the shell. So for pile 4, this person, this was probably a strong connection, and this person did not express the love and care they had for you the way you deserved, the way they wanted to, all of it. They are realizing that now. They're realizing what a special connection this was, that this was a meeting not only of hearts and minds, but friends, everything. And they're starting to really appreciate all the positive things. They must be working a lot on their own heart space as well. So this either might be someone who's always in touch with their emotions and it's growing more, or it's someone who's just kind of opened that door and starting to be open to it. They're realizing also where they could have shared better with you, where they could have brought you into the fold a bit more, not kept you at a distance. Maybe they expected you to just know things like psychically, and that they should have talked more, or vice versa, where they should have just trusted that you had their best interest at heart. They think about you if you guys shared a memento or a photograph or something, but I feel like it might be an object. Sometimes they think about it, they've kept it, they look at it or something like that. It could be it could be a particular message or a particular image, but it might be something that you guys shared with each other that was special. It could even be, this is a very specific message, so I don't know why it's coming through. It could be like from a time you went out or something, or it could be something silly like someone wouldn't expect, like a fortune cookie or something like that, or like a candle or a napkin from somewhere, or, I don't know, something small in size or small in gesture. Anyway, this person wishes that they want you to know that they know that you tried to see things from their perspective. If they weren't communicating well, if they weren't showing the love that they had for you, even though you felt they had this love, they know that you tried so hard to look at it from their perspective, that if they became quiet or you became quiet, it's because you were trying to figure the situation out, and that you made adjustments in your own life to try to make this work because you had so much belief in it. Let's see. They appreciate that you tried to go with the flow with them. Like maybe it could be something small, like if you change plans at the last minute, or they change, that you would agree with them, or not agree, I mean you would try to accommodate them, And even sometimes if they did things that hurt you, like not include you in something or not let you know something that you tried really hard, and maybe you tried to let them know, okay, I'm trying to see this from your perspective, or you showed that through your actions. They see that now. They wish they could tell you that. They see that you were trying not to rush them or the situation for some of you. That you tried to let go of your own insecurities or your own expectations, and you tried to let this thing grow and flow naturally, and maybe that's where it was difficult, where they couldn't, or vice versa. That you were trying to be the bigger person, you were looking at where this thing could go. Also maybe a little bit like for some of you, that you were willing to, like if they ever asked you something like, oh, would you move somewhere with me, or would you, like if I have to be away for 6 months or something, would that be okay with you? And that you were like, yeah, like you're like, yeah, I'm willing to do that, like that you entertained it, and that you thought it through seriously because you really believed in them, and that they might not have let you know that they saw that or noticed that, or treated it not like as big of a deal as it was for you to say that, yes, I believe in this situation, I believe in you, and I'm willing to do what it takes. So I think they want you to know, like that's like that they saw that, they felt that. In terms of what they would have done differently, or what they might now, or that they wish they could differently, is to let this situation, this connection, this relationship grow. I don't know if something, they thwarted it somehow, but they wish they could have been more nurturing to it and more nurturing to you, allowed you to go, and not that they controlled you, but allowed you to grow the way you needed to, and let you also take the reins in the relationship and lead the way, and they could follow, that they could have had faith to follow you in terms of the things you wanted and where you wanted to go with it. That they could have been more gentle, more kind in how little issues were handled, or big issues. That if they were pushy or at times inconsiderate, that they wish they hadn't been. That they realize how much you cared and loved them, and they hope that they didn't ever take advantage of that accidentally by like knowing that you would you know, do things for them, that you wanted this to work and you had the relationship, the best interest of the relationship at heart. And whether, and that they could have been on the same page as you in terms of that. And they could have seen how amazing, like, let you know and tell you and confirm for you how amazing you were being. And how much of a future they saw with you. And really how much they thought this thing could grow. And how special you were. Let's see. Oh. Okay. I want you so badly. I want to make amends. I don't know what I want. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so this one card fell out, so I'm going to take these two together. Well, I won't take them together, but so I feel the tension with you. But the one that fell out was separate, which was I daydream about a life with you. I want you so badly. I want to make amends. I don't want to know. Oh, sorry. It's not that I don't know what I want. It's I don't want to know. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's see what's in these other cards. This person, wow, okay, look at that. It says, I know you're my other half. And we have that with, which is kind of like the Two of Cups in the traditional tarot. So, I'm so sorry for not giving you the time and attention you deserve. Okay, I won't pull too many cards for this pile, so they're equal. Yeah, this person is aware, so I feel like this matches up with the sense of like they're seeing how much sacrifices or how much you accommodated them, and they might not feel like they did the same, that you two really were connected and that wasn't always clear. So I'm just going to rearrange these cards a little bit. Like, I want to make amends and I don't want to know. This person might be worried that you're in another connection now, or it's too late, or you might feel that about them as well. But they want to make amends. They want to make this better. They can't leave it this way. They don't want to know if, you know, they just want to be able to tell you what they need to tell you. I think they're feeling very connected to you. Maybe this was the way it was in the connection when you guys were together, or maybe it was something you wanted to explore. Daydream about a life with you. They are seeing the future with you. They know you're their other half. They daydream about a life with you, and growing together. This person, compared to the other piles, for those who pick this pile, I think this person, or for whoever is at this point in that journey, is like realizing that they need to come back, that they need to make this work out again, and they're probably trying to figure out how to do that. They might also be thinking about what they can do to accommodate you now, but they haven't figured it out yet. They know what they want, but they don't know how to go about doing it. So that might be the next step in this connection for them, is figuring out what's going on with them. Like going on with them in terms of going on and how to get back to you in whatever capacity you guys will reconnect. And we have I want you back at the bottom of the deck. This one feels like, I don't know how this one ended. It was either like it ended in like a really big way or in like a little small way kind of thing, because I don't think this one has its time to end yet. Like the lessons were still being learnt in this connection. I mean, we all have free will. What will happen is never clear, but that's what I have for you, pile 4, who picked that. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me today, everyone. I appreciate you listening. If you want to participate in the live streams where I try to answer questions, make sure to hit the notification bell and so you can be made aware. And let me know if you like this kind of video, and I can make more of them, these kinds of reads. So thank you again. I look forward to seeing with you. Love and light. Everyone take care. Bye.